Hey guys, this is going to be a pretty short rant video about the Open Beta 7 patch for Smite 2. It is not good. Oh boy, it is really bad, and I am so upset because this is a thing that everybody in the community, if they looked at the patch, could see that it would have happened. Every single person knew that was going to happen beforehand, so I don't understand why they couldn't have done at least some like preliminary changes to fix the issue. But I guess we gotta wait for Open Beta 8 and maybe even Open Beta 9 to do anything about it. So that's gonna be fucking awesome. I'm not gonna play the game for 2 weeks. But anyways, Open Beta 7 just released, and boy, with another update that everyone saw the result. Like I said before, Hyra's yet again willfully ignored the result of the patch, ignoring the state of the game and delaying enjoyment for another 2 weeks or more. For those of you who don't know or who aren't very competitive, the tank meta has been running this game for quite a while. Tanks are able to build protections and health for nearly no gold investment so quickly that other roles genuinely cannot keep up. Tanks are also dropping 30k to 50k damage games back to back on the regular. Even in games I lose as a tank and that I felt like I was an ineffective frontline, I'm doing no less than 30k damage in most cases. What the fuck is going on at Hi-Rez? I'm seriously dumbfounded by the existence of these items and the fact that we haven't fixed anything. I get the intent behind the slew of item chains that they put into this game, wanting to increase carry versus carry time to kill and keep tank time to kill around the same, but why the hell are we keeping tank time to kill the same? Tanks literally cannot die unless they get piled on by two other tanks and a carry. It's infuriating. I mean, honestly, tanks could be this tanky and it would be fine if they didn't also outdamage every carry until the very last item in a build, and even then, it's difficult for a carry to perform in front of them, and you would need to be very good at your positioning not to get CC'd out of the game and just die. If the tank meta continuing was my only issues with OB7, I honestly would not be making this video, but there's a few more glaring issues that are both new and recurring to the game. Mages are still completely unplayable dog shit unless you pick exclusively the mages that have really high scaling already, like Hecate and Soul with her aspect, and even then, those characters only really get online after their 5th and 6th items, when tanks have been running the game for over 25 minutes at that point. Why did we do mage item nerfs alongside the rest of the items? It would have been a great chance to leave most of the intelligence items unchanged to give mages the bump they needed to be successful. They can hardly kill other mages and carries, and it's nearly impossible to kill a tank because our cooldown rate has been nerfed so excessively that there's really no viable cooldown rate build that allows us to cast enough abilities to actually threaten any tanks, and our high power builds, if that's what you want to call them, if you call like 600 int high power, don't give us enough int to meaningfully threaten a tank's health bar. It pisses me off. It really does, to no end, and as a mid lane main, have literally no items that feel like they're worth building with the only time your items feel like they do anything is when you have all 6 items with Rada Tahuti stacking up and like multiplying the intelligence. But most mages have Smite 1 adjacent numbers in their kits, but when we have like 300 to 500 less power in our builds compared to Smite 1, it really sucks. Finally, this is one of the worst changes they've done, and I could see it from a mile away when they announced it. Wind sprites were a garbage change that they announced. When they announced them, I try to argue against their existence. Anyone who played League of Legends when they introduced blast plants would know that this feature is utter garbage, but it's also hypocritical in the worst of ways. If you haven't played this patch, Wind Sprites lets you interact with them to launch yourself further than an on-her leap for some reason in the direction that you're facing. Unlike blast plants, they only affect the person who's using it, so it's a one-sided get-out-of-jail-free card, much more so than Combat Blink ever was. It is literally Combat Blink, but one-sided towards the player playing defensively. We removed the most fun relic of the game, and then added free combat blinks all over the map. It's intensely hypocritical, and it creates genuinely no fun gameplay. Simply put, if you get to a wind sprite while running through the jungle, you effectively get out of the fight for free. They need to be immediately removed or reworked, honestly. I don't. This is unsalvageable as it is now. I can only figure making the wind sprites permanent and adding a per player internal cooldown of like 45 to 60 seconds would be the best way to go about it, or just delete them. I mean, I'm in favor for deleting it, as this design is both antithetical to their flawed justification for deleting combat blink from the game, creating a game state where it heavily favors playing defensively and running away. But, I'm mostly just shouting into the void here. Nobody's going to see this, but, you know. Anyways, if any high-res developer watches this by some miracle, hi, I'm Njax, and I've been playing Smite since Season 1. I love the game, I love Smite 1, I love Smite 2, and I love other aspects of this patch, like the new Wandering Market and the skins and all that stuff, and the new cosmetics and all that fun stuff. But the gameplay changes in its entirety in this patch need to be hotfixed come the end of the weekend. I'm not saying, like, rebuff the items or anything, but, like, mages need to be better, tanks need to be worse. Like, what are we doing? I won't be playing any more Smite 2 for 2 weeks, and it really makes me sad. It's genuinely my favorite game. Whenever I play the game, I feel like I'm bashing my head against a brick wall trying to make my characters work in this hellscape, ones that I like. Um, but yeah, thanks for listening, and I'm sorry that I haven't posted recently, but I'm unable to actually record Smite 2 without severe lag, and I got really bored of having to deal with the lag just for games. It made it much harder to have fun, and I got burnt out. I might come back with some anime review videos as I'm super opinionated, as you can tell, and I think I can write some banging scripts. And I will make Smite 2 videos again once this meta is fixed and the performance is greatly improved, which they said that apparently they're switching to Unreal 5.5, which is a lot of improvements, and they're also working on the caching thing, which should also do performance improvements. As a game should not be running this terribly on my PC. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe, and keep your eyes out for new content from me. Thanks.